Hello, retail traders. This is Vegas and Jim. Today we're going to talk about a special ticker, and I love trading with Miss Vegas. And I'm going to let her go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about, and that's going to be Oracle. Go for it, Miss Vegas.
Thank you, everyone. And I love doing videos with Jim. And Oracle, as you know, had earnings recently, and it was very impressive revenue and earnings per share. One of the things that impressed me the most is the how much the stocks moved over the past 5 trading days. But the other thing too is that the company mentioned at their analyst day on Thursday that the annual revenue will hit $104 billion by 2029, while earnings per share will increase more than 20% over the period. So this kind of matches the bullishness that the company's been hinting at for a number of months. And this was the upside of expectations that justifies continued multiple expansions. And these were additional comments in the investor's note from KeyBank analyst Jackson Ader. And so, they do targeting 20% earnings per plus 20% growth between fiscal year 2026 and 2029. So you can look for incremental margin north of 50% for those years, showing that the expense base will not need to grow nearly as quickly as the top line. KeyBank gave it an upgrade of 190, and Bank of America also gave it an upgrade to 195. Evercore mentioned 190. So, Oracle's one to not take your eyes off. I mean, it hasn't been in the spotlight for quite a long time. And here it is. And so I think definitely should be watching Oracle. The earnings were smashing. The market was really impressed with it. The stock's just gone wild since then. And when you see something like this with an earnings winner, guidance winner, you must watch this, especially if it has pullbacks. Should not be scared of pullbacks. Pullbacks are opportunities, especially if you like to invest longer term. You want to get opportunities and get good entries. So, Jim, turning it over to you to talk to us about what your thoughts are and also going through the charts with us. So,
Yeah,
over to you, Jim.
well, I'm definitely in agreement with Miss Vegas about this being a long-term look, and we're talking, year out, 2 years out, 3 years out. And it's always good to start with a small position and add on, especially after such a great bounce off the great earnings that it had. And I'm going to show you a couple key things on the chart, and I'm going to show you how to chart this one up. I'm going to chart it a little different than I usually chart other stocks, but when you have a huge breakout like this, you want to try to look for the best possible position. And Miss Vegas is spot on with this company because they really are outstanding earnings, and their guidance, did you say, is out to what year?
2020. Yep.
2029. So that's excellent. And let's go ahead and pull up the chart. I've got the weekly time frame up here right now, and you can tell that we're at a 3 year high of 173.94 that we topped out last week. And we had kind of a little impressive pullback with it. And I'm going to show you how to use a Fibonacci, and I'm going to show you how to trade a gap. So we're going to pull up. First, we're going to put that all-time resistance high up here, and we're just going to put a price line all the way across it. And then we're going to put a closing price that we had on Friday here, right around 162.30. It actually closed at 162, but we're going to use the body of this candle right here. I'm going to take this to the 1 year daily time frame. And what you see here is a gap, a gap. So if it doesn't hold the gap, it can definitely pull back here to a lower support, which I doubt. It can happen. You don't know what's going to happen in the market. We've got a big week coming up this week. We've got Pow Pow coming out on Wednesday, and then we've got the election coming up. So that could throw a little spoke in the tires there. But for right now, we're very bullish on this stock. And I'm going to put a price line right here on the gap on the body of that candle for the lowest possible support to hold. And then I'm going to take this to a 5 day, 5 minute time frame because that's about the week we're talking about last week. So I'm going to go 5 day, 5 minute, and I'm going to put a Fibonacci bar on this retracement. I'm going to go to the top of that there wick right there, and I'm going to take it to the bottom of the body of these candles. And when it come last week, last Friday, we pulled back to that first support level in this here box. And you can see we've had 3 days of higher highs that caused the breakout on that earnings. Well, we had earnings, and then we've had nothing but a run up off of the earnings. Then we had that big breakout. So we pulled back to the first support, which is a pullback of 38%, 61% from the bottom up, and that's a real solid support. When I look at trades that ran like this, I like to see a 50% pullback and start a position. So that's going to be the pivot point inside of these 3 days that we had right here. And that price is right at 157.21. So if we pull back to that 157.21, I would probably start to day trade it and scalp it and maybe start a small position. But the lowest possible support that I see right now that I'd really like to see it hold would be that 154.23, which brings us back down to a 61% pullback from the initial breakout that we had at the beginning of the week off of earnings. So again, I'm going to just say we did pull back to the first solid support at 38%, and we could see a 50% pullback from the whole week, and that'd be where I'd start my position at and maybe start to day trade it and scalp it, thinking that I'm going to go long in my position for at least until we see what happens. I mean, the event with Pow coming out and lowering the interest rates, I'm going to see what Miss Vegas thinks about if that's priced in or not when I get done through here or not. But I do believe that the lowest possible support right now will be right around 154.23. When we pull back there, I'll start my long position and just be looking at it for a day trade and a scalp. Even if we pull back to the 50, I might go ahead and take it at 157.21. But the resistance to break this coming week into the future will be 174. And if we can build upon that, that'll be the new support level for ORCL. And Miss Vegas, what do you think about Pow coming out this week?
Well, it's anyone's game. I mean, everyone says it's baked in. Some people are saying, like, we already know that the rate cut is coming. And the question is, the market doesn't like uncertainty. Wants to know, is it going to be 25 points or 50 points? And so, I think it's going to be 25 points. I really don't think it's going to be 50 points. They are late at cutting rates, but, better late than never. So we're starting our descent down towards bringing inflation down. So, the question is, how will the market respond? And, maybe it's not going to do much because the market already kind of knows that this is coming. So it remains to just be seen. I think we could see some activity to the upside before FOMC. And then once Powell comes and talks on Wednesday, I guess we'll see the real reaction of the market. I was noticing the bond market, a lot of selling last week on the TLT in particular. So we'll definitely be watching TLT to kind of gauge like where is it going, because people, when they're nervous, they want some security, they run to the bond market. So definitely be watching that bond market this week and see how that is acting price action wise to see what's going on. So yes, definitely keep your eyes on everything going on in the market and be ready for anything that comes your way.
It could be like sell into the news event, and it could be a continuation of the way these bulls have been. They've been very, very bullish. I mean, very
Yes.
bullish.
Uh-huh.
Buy the dip scenario.
Yes, that definitely.
Okay, well, that's it for the Vegas and Jim show. I hope everybody has a great week. Be sure to watch our NVIDIA video we did also. We did a real good video on it, and I'm not going to tell you what happened previous here, but you could probably guess.
It's all right, all good. So
Yep.
tune in, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And good luck everyone with your trades this week. And look forward to hearing what you traded or what you're planning, what your trade plans are. And if you have any thoughts on FOMC, please comment below in the video. We'd love to read them.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to all the lady traders out there. I've traded for 20 years, and I've always had a nice lady standing next to me, giving me information. And they have a totally different outlook on the market. I mean, they blend real well. And us guy traders, we love the lady traders. So Miss Vegas, I want to give you a great shout out. I've traded with you for years now. I think we're on year 8.
Yeah, more than five.
Yep. So y'all have a great day.
Thank you,
Vegas and
Jim. Have a
Jim.
wonderful day. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.